Call the meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item number 116.0, I need a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Dallas, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Josh. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 117.0, I need a motion to enter into executive session for personnel matters and legal issues pursuant to SDCL 1-25-23.
So moved.
Motion by Scott. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Kayla. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are in executive session.
I believe you need to state who is going to be in executive session with you.
Too late.
Too late. Too late?
Too late.
The board will be staying in here for this process, so we will need everyone to exit.
Family just violated open meeting laws.
Should we take our chair with?
Come back after supper. Yeah.
I'll be like, how
At 8:36, I declare us out of executive session.
You can if you want.
Thank you, sir.
Racing for his chair.
Okay, next thing on the item, agenda item is 118.0. Consider possible action following executive session.
I make a motion to accept the resignation pursuant to settlement of Superintendent Patrick Frederick, effective immediately.
So moved.
We got a motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 119.0, public comment. Okay, we have 5 minutes, right? Okay. I have, first of all, I've got Robert Frog. Topic to be addressed will be bullying, intimidation, and proper school board action.
Actually, I'm on the main agenda for my request. I will wait till the main agenda when I'm properly presented. Thank you.
Okay, you're not on this agenda.
I know, that's why I wrote it the way I wrote it. Thank you.
You can- Johnny Joyce gonna yield time,
Yes, sir, yield my time to Anthony Kathol.
okay? Anthony? So the time would be 10 minutes, right? Okay, we have 10 minutes, Anthony? Okay, we'll move on. Stephanie Loudon?
Did everybody get?
Member of the audience.
Not needed, not needed, not needed. Okay, Jennifer May? This is you, my time. Ireland?
I thought I yielded my time to
You
someone
did.
else.
To Anthony? Carrie Larson?
He did.
Jamie Shump?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak, and according to this meeting's minutes, thank you for offering contracts to staff for the upcoming school year. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Jamie Skump, and I've been the Bennett County Middle School English teacher for 3 years, and also taught several years at the elementary school. And on behalf of myself and several other Bennett County teachers, we feel it's important for the school board members to know that it will be hard for some teachers to sign our contracts for the upcoming school year when we don't know the answers to several important questions or have any idea what is happening in our school district. I would like to request that the board keep this in mind when you give teachers a specific date for our contracts to be returned. And please make the crucial decisions for our school district that will hopefully put our minds at ease and answer our questions. Thank you.
They don't answer questions.
Okay. Craig Dillon?
Well, I'm going to say a few words. You know, some years ago, there was a homicide that happened right outside the American Legion over here. And the Bennett County Sheriff chose not to say nothing about what happened and what really happened at the scene, if anybody was arrested or not. And it got out of hand. It got out of hand so bad that people were carrying guns around this town. And in lieu of what happened, it's very similar to this issue right now. This town is divided because of this issue. And I think we all know what happened. I don't know the exact facts, but there's enough stuff floating out there. Something did happen. And you, the board, should have made a statement. You know, I've been in politics a long time now. And when you don't say nothing, you create a monster. And that monster bites you all in the ass. Your attorney wasn't elected by the people who sat here. These are the people that elected you people. And it wouldn't have hurt any of you to say something, we're investigating an incident that allegedly occurred. And that would have took care of it. You wouldn't have these crowd of people in here all upset because you guys didn't say nothing. This thing blew up in your faces. And you know, if I was the people sitting here, and the reason I'm here is because of the Native American children that attend this school. And it's my job to look out for them, and I will look out for them. Because if this was a Native American school, a child that this happened to, or if this happened, in the future, the tribe in its full weight will be down here, and you will be addressing us as a whole. Because we're not going to play this hide and seek game. Your lawyer was not elected by the people. You guys were. And you should listen to the people here. They're the ones that have the say. And if I was in reality, what I would do is I would have these people sign draft a petition to recall all you people. Because I don't think you acted in the best interest of the people as a whole in this community. Because these people here have questions, and nobody answered those questions, and that's wrong. You're elected officials. And one thing bad about it too, never have your lawyer do an investigation on allegations. That never works. I work for the tribe, and the tribe, we always bring people in from the outside to do investigations if there's allegations of misconduct. Maybe you guys could learn from that. People like to make fun of our tribe up there, but we're a hell of a lot more efficient than this board is. And I would take that to the bank any day of the week. Because we put stuff out. We don't care if we're going to get sued or not. If something wrong's done, we let the people know about it. And we hold people accountable. So in the future, when you people run for office, remember that. You hire the lawyers. You make your statements if you want them. They can't sue you. They can't do anything to you. This is a right to work state. That means anytime, any one of us could be fired for a reason, for a cause or no cause. That's what the state of South Dakota is. And that's all they had to do. Put it on the table and deal with it. So I apologize to the victim. And I hope that you can put this past you. And I hope that you people can work at reuniting this community. And I hope, Tim, you put it in the paper what we say. I don't want it whitewashed. What I have to say that people need to hear. Thank you.
Anthony, you have time has been yielded to you, so you have 20 minutes.
I won't take 20, maybe 15.
Okay.
Tonight, I would like to submit public comment through the lens of a teaching strategy called Think, Pair, Share. I'm sure some of you administrators know very well what that teaching strategy is about. It's a strategy that I learned in my graduate level courses for my master's in elementary education. Think, Pair, Share is an effective teaching strategy that engages student learning and also promotes social and emotional development among students. That's what that whole teaching strategy is about, is to get the students to talk with one another. It allows the students time for individual reflection, thinking, and processing new information before they are influenced by other students' answers. It promotes collaboration and student participation within the learning environment in small groups or pairs, by allowing the students to explain their thoughts first to a peer, and allows the student to take ownership of their education. It gives students, finally, the opportunity to share or present what they have learned to a larger audience, the entire classroom in this case. Therefore, I will present to you my shared thoughts after thinking about what I have read, observed, and learned regarding the matters that has garnered much attention the past 2 months, which this board has been investigating and deliberating over. First, I learned anytime you have drinking involved, it compromises and impairs one's judgment. I think that's something that we could all agree to. I learned that the school district is hiring coaching personnel based on physical appearance alone, not based on one's own competence and or qualifications for the job. This hiring practice is not only prejudicial, but also discriminatory and is a hidden form of biasness that provides preferential treatment that should not be adopted under the norms and policies of this school district. I think we can agree to that. I learned that the school district initially dismissed on February the 14th the alleged sexual harassment complaint brought to their attention because the conduct did not occur in the district's education program or activity. I learned that further specificity and clarification is needed in the adopted KL grievance policy. At the time of the alleged complaint against the superintendent, the school district did not have an adequate KL grievance policy on file, nor did it have a specific person designated to execute the procedures outlined in the KL policy should a complaint be made against the superintendent. The KL policy specifically states, should the complaint be against the superintendent or the principal, who also is the superintendent, the complaint form Exhibit KL-E1 shall be given to the business manager. The business manager shall give the complaint form to the school board president or chairperson. At the next school board meeting, the school board will designate a person who is not an employee of the district to address the complaint through the procedures set forth, end quote. The procedures set forth in the policy imply that the superintendent will not have any decision-making authority throughout the investigation, nor does it state how the designated non-employee of the district is chosen. I learned that the outsourced investigation performed by KSB School Law firm was marginal at best. The investigating team did not cross-examine character witnesses in their testimony, specifically the testimony between the administrator and his spouse, to check for inaccuracies in their sworn testimony as to what was shared when the administrator went home to explain to his spouse as to what had happened. I learned that there are basically one or two credible witnesses. Their testimony was certainly not included as part of the initial investigation by KSB School Law. Nonetheless, it caught my attention and stood out because it established a pattern of inappropriate conduct and behavior by a school administrator. The testimonies that were inclusive of the report are tainted with bias because many of these employees, personnel, either feared retaliation from their administrator or are friends of the administrators themselves and cannot be relied upon to provide an unbiased testimony. I learned that based on sworn testimony, ER medical personnel documented in February of 2024 the complainant had skin rash and chest burns as an indirect result of the emotional traumatization that had been brought forth by unwelcome advances within the confines of the bathroom during a golf tournament. I learned that a principal testified that he had personally witnessed the administrator intoxicated in public before, but did not believe the administrator had a drinking problem. Moreover, this principal failed to challenge the administrator's public intoxication by addressing the matter one-on-one, by holding him accountable for his actions, or by bringing it to the attention of the school board, or by bringing it to the attention of the South Dakota Professional Administrators Practices and Standards Commission. Administrators are responsible for holding accountable their professional peers, and that professional decisions or actions are not to be impaired or influenced by personal gain, gifts, gratuities, favors, and services made or withheld. I learned that the administrator stated in his sworn testimony that he loves his job, but his actions fail to rise to the level of conduct that one would expect from a public official who loves his job. The administrator's actions are disturbing especially as a person in his capacity who is ultimately responsible for educating our children and grandchildren. I learned that the administrator is twice the age, if not more so, than the complainant. A married man of his age and in his capacity ought to know better. This does not excuse the complainant's actions as described in her personal testimony, but the administrator's pattern of behavior reveals the manipulative and inappropriate use of his authority and power over a subordinate. Therefore, the administrator has an ethical and moral duty to comport his behavior and conduct in a manner that does not bring discomfort to the subordinate, whether it be on or off school property. Moreover, the administrator has a duty to set the tone of standards of conduct that he or she desires for all of our district personnel. Our administrators, teachers, and support personnel are to exemplify high moral standards of conduct by not engaging in or becoming a party to such activities, which directly influence how our children respect people in authority or how they will behave in the classroom. Our students are listening and watching our conduct all the time, whether it is in the classroom or in the public square. The taxpayers for this district expect school personnel to conduct themselves in a manner that does not bring discredit to themselves or the school district. The do as I say, not as I do attitude needs to be checked in at the door upon leaving one's home. You don't think that tonight's public comments will be watched by students who have access to YouTube? As a community, it is our responsibility to monitor our behavior and actions that reflect what good conduct and behavior ought to look like. I learned that based on written eyewitness testimony, there has been drinking within the premises of the residence that houses the school administrator and his family. The written eyewitness testimony alleged that teenagers were drinking and that alcohol had been provided for the students under adult supervision. This is not only disturbing, but again calls into question the school administrator's lack of moral judgment and character. The county taxpayers provide a residence for the school administrator as a fringe benefit to offset his housing expenses. However, it was never the intent of the taxpayer for the administrator to treat the people's house like a frat house where alcohol is served to teenagers. The optics of this unprofessional behavior is grounds alone for suspension or termination of employment. Providing alcohol to a teenager who may drive home after a party not only imperils the judgment of that person, but also endangers and put at risk other members of the public that are driving or walking. I learned that the administrator has a pattern of behavior of belittling staff that has carried over from other school districts within the state of South Dakota. This was evident based on written testimony. The administrator's attitude has caused low morale within the school district, causing many educators to either quit or resign. The exodus of school personnel has not been this high since the period of time when 10 to 12 staff members were laid off due to budget cuts. Finally, I learned that our students are the ones that have been impacted the most by this. It is our children and grandchildren who deserve a high-quality education that is unencumbered by distractions that must be handled prudently and appropriately by the school board. Moreover, I learned that the taxpayer will now be responsible for the attorney fees that will be billed to the school district as a result of the administrator's inappropriate conduct, and that these unforeseen expenses will take away from the district's budget to educate our youth. One needs to keep this in mind. When the school board submits to the taxpayers of this county another opt-out when asking for an increase in revenue for the school district. Finally, I also learned that not only has this impacted the students, that also, because the issue has been poorly managed from the start, it has caused great divisiveness within this rural community. I have spoken with many people regarding the issue presented to our school board, and I am deeply disturbed of the direction that this has gone, because nepotism that prevails within and outside the hallways of our schools. What I have presented tonight is an assessment of what I learned as a bystander with no agenda, other than wanting for what is best for our students, our district personnel, and as a concerned taxpayer of this community. I would be curious to know if the school board members came to the same conclusions as I did, now that I've shared with you what I learned by using the teaching strategy of think, pair, share. I look forward to listening to your shared thoughts, and thank you.
Item 120.0, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Josh, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dallas. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Administrative and committee reports. The only report I have is that I did have a meeting with yesterday morning with the Three Rivers Co-op, and things are going well with the Three Rivers Co-op. I believe that the superintendents are going to be having a meeting shortly with Julie, and things seem to be going well. Building committee report, Josh.
Coming in a little late on the process, but trying to catch up. There was a change in the blueprints in room 312, eliminating a wall out of it and leaving it in a classroom, no conference room, teacher room, it's all classroom. We got testing going to happen in 2 science rooms underneath the cabinets in there for possible asbestos. We may have to go into asbestos removal, and that becomes a timing issue of when we can get personnel in there after school's out, get that out, and get the rooms ready for the remodel. That's the Kurtz and the engineers are wanting to get together and get a plan of action to move forward on time frame of how we get in and out of the classrooms and into the new building and the demolition of the building. I was asked by a civic council member if the school would be interested in a road north to State Street in between the garage and the cemetery. They're going to put a new approach in the parking lot out that way. Not anything for us other than removal of a fence. Looks like that is, if that's the direction we go, we'll make an action item out of it. They're going to get some plans moving forward of what it's going to take to get that road in there and an approach out. It looks to me like it'll be very handy for us to bring buses out that direction rather than back onto the old highway. So without seeing plans, I don't know, but it seems like a good idea.
Any questions? Thank you, Josh. Craig's not here. You do have his report. Team, anybody have any questions on that report? Okay. Michaela.
You have my report. I just want to emphasize
the many things that we've been posting on our website and on Facebook of the things that we are doing in the middle school. So I hope you've been seeing those things. At the Olympics went yesterday and today they went to Cody. The process in Cody was different than what they've normally done, but the exciting thing is we had a team come out there first place. And that was really awesome. They worked very, very hard. A high school team also went today. They didn't end up placing very well, but for them never practicing together and going on a whim, they did very well. So that's very exciting. Our FFA group has also done their second competition. They went yesterday, and they've been doing very well. I think majority of the kids said they felt yesterday they didn't do as good. When I asked them what they did the first time, they said they didn't know. And they said, what could you do to improve? I said, I don't know. But they're working really hard on that. So there's a lot of really good things that are going on, and we need to really make sure that we emphasize those things. So if you have any other questions on what I have on there.
Any questions? Thank you, Michaela. Riley?
We'll be adding multi-age classrooms in elementary next year. This is what I want to do before I leave. We have had a lot of surveys of different things that people want to push our kids, and this is the way to do it. So we're still trying to figure it out in a way that we don't have to hire more teachers, where it's still be in our budget, so where we have the same amount of teachers already. So we're thinking like second and third grade, and then third and fourth grade, so they would be together, and then students would be selected based off criteria from the teacher and different things like that. And then next board meeting, Taylor Rissy will talk more about it. She's one of the teachers, and Mr. Sherwin as well will be leading that. So it should be a really, really good addition for our kids in elementary to really push them. So next year we'll be implementing a new reading curriculum. Ours is outdated. This one will focus on science, small group and intervention, something we already have implemented, but just keeps going. And then I already talked with Joe about budgeting for it, so we should be good to go with that. And then our elementary teachers did an awesome job decorating the hallways, Read Across America Week. And then if any of you guys, we'd love you guys to come down, board members, and see it, because they did an awesome job. And then state testing at the end of April.
Questions?
You're going to clarify that.
Thank you, Riley.
Take it inside.
Just a couple things to add other than the report. The health inspectors came to both kitchens, and they scored 100% of high school and 99% of grade school. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I also want to thank all those who helped with the family scene night. We had over 200 people there. It was busy. It was messy. And it was fun. So I hope the kids had fun. There was all different ages, but yeah, we had a good time. With slime and strings. It was fun for the kids. They really talked about a lot.
Questions? Thank you, Amy. Joe? Okay. Item number 122.0, I need a motion to accept the following resignations effective immediately. Rachel Ireland, track coach. Lana Johnson, secondary teacher.
So moved.
Motion by Josh, do I have a second? Second by Caleb. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 123.0, motion to surplus the following technology equipment. 32 Chromebooks, middle school, outdated.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second? Second by Caleb. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 124.0, motion to approve the following volunteers. Vera O'Neill, track. Thea York, golf. James O'Neill, track.
So
Motion by Dallas.
second.
Second by Josh. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 125.0, motion to offer certified contracts for the 2024-2025 school year.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second? Second by Dallas. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Mark me down as abstain.
Motion carries. 126.0, I'll entertain a motion to offer the classified contracts for the 2024-2025 school year. Motion by Caleb, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Josh. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 127.0. Need a motion to offer administrative contracts for the 2024-2025 school year.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second? Second by Caleb. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
What the fuck they doing?
Motion carries. Item number 128.0, we don't need to, just a normal date, is it 15th? 15th, anybody problem with that? Okay. Item number 129.0, need a motion to adjourn.
Mike, before we go to that, with long thought and process, going through this, the whole process here, I come on this school board as a community member to do better for the community. That was my full intent when I came on here. I never intended it to affect my work. This has affected my work. I resign tonight, effective immediately.
Motion to accept.
Could you speak up, please?
I have to appoint one.
Like a dagger bullshit.
I guess not.
Meeting.
Thank you. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, is there a second?
What about you, Bob?
Discussion.
What about you?
I got discussion.
What about you?
Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
I appreciate you guys having a place for us to go while you was in executive session. 4 hours of outside was wonderful, especially when it started raining and the wind came up.
Get your petitions, run for office, guys. You should.
That's the case.
Yeah, I got to say this. Thank you, Craig.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did. It needs to be better. Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Sorry, it was so late.